Hey YouTube, figured I'd give a little bit of an update today, kind of talk about tools and all the progress we made yesterday. We did pretty good. My parents actually came out and helped me a little bit, so I will show you what we got done and whatnot. But kind of talk about tools. If you're interested in doing something like this, it really helps to have the right tools to get the job done. I'm still missing a reciprocating saw. Tried to buy one at an auction a couple weeks ago, a DeWalt one. I guess it really doesn't matter what kind you got. I've missed out on a DeWalt one and a Skill one. What's important is the blade attachment you get with it. Doing this barn work, you're going to be hitting a lot of nails and whatnot. Probably be a good idea to have a metal attachment blade for it. I think they make one that's like about 8 to 12 inches or something like that. Super good to have that, so you can run it through wood and nails and not have to worry about messing up your saw. And when I say saw, one thing I found to be really helpful for doing this is a chainsaw. I got a what is it, a 288 I think. This one right here, Husqvarna. It's a 288 XP. For doing barn work, you really don't need this big of a saw, but I mill my own wood with it on an Alaskan sawmill. That's about to change. I'm getting a full-on sawmill to make it go a little bit faster. So you'll need a saw. I've ran that thing through a bunch of nails. I actually tend not to sharpen it anymore, just because every time I sharpen it I run it through a nail and I get pissed. Another couple of things you're going to need: a hammer and a crowbar. Now I've got 3 different crowbars, but the one I keep going back to is this one right here. It's a longer one. I'm not sure if it's a DeWalt or a Bosch. I forget what it is. I bought it at Lowe's. It's got a wider hook on it, and it's got that long handle for pry, and it's actually got a little nail puller on the end. The other ones I got, they don't quite have as much leverage, and I don't know, that one, it's got good weight and everything like that. I think any kind of hammer will do. I like this one just because it's able to get underneath the nails a little bit better. Easier to pry with. And then one other thing you'll need, depending on how you do things, I've used it quite a bit, is an angle grinder. I use this one right here. It's just this is an $80 DeWalt angle grinder. Right now I've got a grinding stone on it. I used it a lot to take the tin off with, but I found it's nice to have it for grinding nails if you want to leave nails inside your wood, or you want to cut baling wire, which is a farmer favorite, rancher favorite. They love their baling wire. I've had to cut out a number of things that were tied with baling wire. I've ground a couple hinges off with it. It's been really useful. I mean, if you have a reciprocating saw, you can kind of multitask and use that too. But I guess we'll walk over there. I'll show you what's going on. We'll see if I can do 3 things at once. So yesterday we got a full load of wood on the trailer, but it's spring right now, and you can see it's getting muddy, real muddy, and we got stuck. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to get unstuck, but we got some ideas. One thing that you're going to want is you're going to need a trailer, preferably 16, 18 foot, something like that. This one right here I'm borrowing for right now. I'm planning on getting a 24 foot gooseneck and a bigger truck. I'm looking at a 5.9 Dodge Cummins, preferably 2500 or 3500 for the extra weight capacity. You can see here we really got stuck. We probably should have went over there. But another thing that I've been trying to get a hold of is a set of tire chains. I guess it really depends on where your barn's at. If we had tire chains, we would have been able to get out of this pretty easy. The trailer's not even really in mud. You can see I got it loaded with some tin and a bunch of 1x12s and 2x6s and some miscellaneous stuff. But that's all heading out to the storage area once we get it out of there. We're probably going to try to get it out tomorrow. I got another friend of my dad's coming. He's got a truck and 4 sets of chains for his tires. So between his truck and our truck, we'll be able to get it out. I actually prefer to drive my little car out here most of the time just for the better gas mileage, just a little ways out here. Use the cars on some days and the trucks on other. It depends on what's going on. Another thing that's good to have is a come along. I'd prefer a bigger one. This one gets the job done. You're gonna need probably a set of chains, like logging chains or logging cables. You can see I left mid-duty the other day, didn't take the chains off, but I got about 50 foot of logging chains right there. Luckily at this barn, I've got access to power, so I can use my grinder and whatever. If you don't have access to power, you're obviously going to need to have a generator of some sort, depending on what tools you're using. Other than that, you can see kind of what we got done yesterday. I dropped this whole side on my own, cleaned it up, and then my parents came to help me pull nails and finish up cleaning up. I still got to finish a little bit of it today. I'm going to try to drop what's left, and then all that'll be left after that is clean up. Trying to think. I don't think, you really don't need much to get the work done. There's probably more stuff that I could have been using that I'm not. Like this right here. I had to clean off all the manure and everything, get that wood to dry out, just a shovel, broom, and a rake. I still got a bunch over there that I got to clean up and get out. I'm actually going to use this right here for a mudroom entrance. It's not quite ready yet. I'm thinking I might take a wire brush to it to take all this the dark wood off, and then I'm going to leave it in the sun for a couple years to get it sun bleached like the other stuff I got. This stuff over here is pretty sun bleached. I prefer the lighter color than the dark. You can see this one's pretty sun bleached, and I leave the nails in there too. I like the rust in these old nails, so I pull this up and then I use that angle grinder to cut the back of the nail and just leave it in. If you really want to get fancy, you'd pull these nails out and probably put a 2-part epoxy on it and set it back in there, but that might be a little overkill. It'd definitely be nice though. Make sure that stuff doesn't come out when you're actually doing finish work on your floor. I'm planning on trying to put a resin over top of it so you don't get slivers and the nails don't come out and get hung up on carpets and stuff like that. That's kind of my main concern for that. I think it's going to look really good. Another advantage of doing the sun bleaching is that's the floor. I mean, that's the floor of the dairy barn right there, so you can just about imagine what's been sitting on top of it. When you do the sun bleaching, it actually kills a lot of the bacteria and stuff. You can purify water the same way. So I'm hoping 2 years of sitting out in the sun will get rid of the barn smell on that. I know a buddy of mine was talking to me about the barn smell on the wood and whatnot, so we'll see what happens. My experiences from the past is that anything that's sitting out in the sun and the wind for that long tends to lose the smell. So you can see up here, I still got a bunch of 1x6. I gotta haul that off today, get that off of there before I fall it. And then I got all this tongue and groove, well, it's not really tongue and groove, I think it's called lap siding is the kind of joint they have on here. I gotta get all this off still. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it at this point. I mean, I've kind of budgeted all the wood that I need so far, so this is just like extra wood. It's pretty nice. Some of it's in pretty poor condition. I guess it's really going to come down to how much wood I get off of here that's salvageable. I kind of ran the saw through some of that the other day trying to hook the truck up to it and yank this down. It didn't work, but, well, it worked, but it didn't work as well as it could have. There's still a whole bunch left. I thought one of the good options to use it for is maybe a house siding or shop interior wall or something like that. We'll see. I don't think it would make very good cabinet stuff or furniture wood. It's kind of thin and flaky. It's not very sturdy. But I can always run a stain on there and see how it turns out. Maybe a polyurethane stain or mini wax or something like that, and get some more color into it. We'll see. Shoot, other than that, back to clothing, I guess. You can see I was trying to get my dad to get a pair of these. These are double kneed Carhartt, and I got a pair of actual work boots on that are steel toe. That's not really what's important, the steel toe. What's important is there's a metal shank in the bottom of these shoes. Walking around this barn stuff, there's a lot of nails, so if you have that metal plate in your shoes, it save you a trip to the hospital and a tetanus shot. I know these boots have saved me a number of times stepping on nails because it'll always catch them. And obviously the Carhartts and the boots being a strong fabric helps. Keeps the double knees keeps you from getting stabbed when you're picking up boards. I mean, you'll feel it, but you won't feel it as much as if you had regular pants on. So I definitely recommend a good pair of jeans. The hammer hold is nice. I use that all the time for when I'm climbing around and stuff. Just throw the hammer in there. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else that I've really been using for tools. I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff, like I said, that you could bring out here and it would help out. But just an update, show you what's going on. Probably get back to you in a couple days. Maybe show you the storage that I got all the wood, how I'm laying it out for the couple years that it's going to be sitting around until I get to building. Just how I'm organizing everything and trying to keep it as clean as possible. I mean, it's nothing like this. This needs to be cleaned up. So I'm trying to keep all the stuff that I've got taken off the site organized, so when I need it later on, it'll be easier to find what I need and get to using it. So I will let you go with that and see what happens next.